Good morning, everybody. It is February 7th, and here's your plan of attack. It's kind of setting up in a tricky way this morning, but I believe I have a solid plan on how to trade it. So we'll go ahead and break that down. Right now, I'm pulling up Forex Factory to see what is on the docket for the day. Well, for the day, we do have old JP talking at 12 Eastern time. So for me personally, if I do a trade, I want to throw on the trade, but then I will more than likely be flat heading into him speaking, because simply who knows what's going to happen then. And I really even don't know what he is going to be talking about. But let's see if we can. Oops, wrong button. Here we go. Let's check out this calendar to see what it says. Okay, speaking at the Economic Club of Washington. All right, good to know. Cool. So that may even be a non-issue, but we'll see as the day progresses. Hopefully by 11 Central, I'll be out of the trade anyways. All right, so let's talk about this setup and the trade I'm going to be looking today as far as a 0 DTE or futures trade. So, like I've said a million times, and I really do believe this is the key to my success with this strategy, is being able to at least kind of forecast what I expect the next candle to be. Am I always right? No. And there's also times where you're like, it could really be anything, which is kind of like right now. And so right now, we're still in this point of control zone, this POC zone, right? So you see how it come up to this level, and now we're just oscillating in it. I do think that this breakout right here, this monthly bull flag that's kind of breaking out, is going to help shift things to the upside, potentially into new highs. I know that's kind of said, and I don't mean soon, but if you take the technicals and the measured move, it measures it up above 5K, but we'll see if we even get there. And the timeline in those technicals never even say when it's going to happen. It's just the next target. So it could actually be quite a while considering this is a monthly time frame and weekly time frame that's playing out on. But that's a whole other discussion. We only need to worry about today. So today, what do I think is going to happen for the day? I'm going to zoom in to these three candles over here, or to the top right here. So we clearly rallied up through POC, a topping wick candle, dark cloud cover, got our gap down, support held here at the pink line. Now the question is, what is going to happen today? I think we're gonna either pull back. I don't think we're gonna go higher, today, and I'll explain why. All right, sorry about that. I had to pause that. Kids are freaking out in the living room. All right, so what I'm using to say that I don't think price will potentially go higher. I don't think potentially we're going to come down and crash. I think if anything, we'll come down to about 40.80 and stall in this area, kind of close to the daily 21 EMA. But the reason I'm leaning, we'll say, more bearishly today is several reasons. For one, for the month of February so far, we are below the point of control, which is that red line right there. And then another one is I'm going to come on over here, pull up my volume profiles. Okay. I'm going to zoom over here. Here is, like I mentioned, the monthly volume profile. I'm going to change the color so it's a little bit easier to see. So there is the monthly volume profile right there. So we're below that volume. Now, if we're below on this key side, and we're kind of in an area where price kind of looks like it's in limbo, and the reason I say it's in limbo is simply because it really could, like I could be completely wrong, and then we go like this, right? But the reason I'm leaning to the downside is several factors. And it's in limbo because it could also go like this. Like this is the range that is currently kind of in. Now, the reason I'm leaning bearishly, again, just a finish what I started there. Okay, so we're below this point of control here. Actually, we're below this point of control here. I want to zoom this over or zoom in on it here. So this is my weekly volume profile. We are in yesterday's oscillation, right? Yesterday was pretty whippy. We had a big sell-off, and all I did is wham, 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 right? Good thing Drama Free does pretty well in that type of trading environment. But we're sitting right on top of the week's point of control, right? And then as far as overnight session goes, we see that it did push up, came back down, and then we got a flush, and now we're below the day's point of control. So the way I'm viewing this is if we're below the day's point of control, we're sitting right on top of the week's point of control. We're below the monthly point of control in an area where price, I think, in my opinion, wants to come back down to 4,100 for now. And I'm actually kind of thinking price may stall around 40.80 at the moment, but that's kind of how I'm viewing this. And so these are the volume levels I'm looking for price to move, all right, or get below. So the next thing worth noting is a pull-up squeezes, multi-time frame alignment on squeezes. So if we go to the 4-hour chart, we do have a 4-hour chart that's setting up a bearish squeeze, and it's right at the 21 EMA, right? There is a 30-minute squeeze that is setting up right at 21 EMA, and then we have an hourly squeeze that is failing right at 21 EMA. To me, it kind of looks like it wants to go like this. Here, oscillate, and then back down, especially when you bring the acknowledgement that we're below point of control levels. So what's my trigger? So first, for me, since it's kind of like in a limbo area, I want to be patient to wait to see if price does get below, basically, we'll call it 40.20. If price does start to break below 40.20, that would mean it's below the weekly, or yeah, the weekly point of control, which would be right here, right? And be down here, so that means it's below for the day. It's below the weekly VWAP, and it's below these key levels of support. So I would personally think a break below and then retest and back down is the way to go. Now, if I come back over here, let's pull up the other quick hits chart. So what does that look like over here? So you see we're getting a lot of arrows and dots. Price is just oscillating, kind of messy here in the larger time frames. Crunch it here, and then I'll zoom in over here. So what I am thinking, what I would like to see happen or unfold, is I would like to see price, like right here is, I want to actually mark it with a different color. We'll mark it a little bit thicker right here, about 40.20 is the level I was talking about. Now I'll get a different color. So as price is right here, I personally think a flush below, which would put us below all these key moving averages and below the daily 5 EMA. We get a flush below 120, which is that point of control. We'll get a quick retracement, maybe even a quick retracement on this time frame, right? So that would mean price has to come through here and boom. So if that's the case, and then take it back lower. Now the bullish scenario, like do I like the bullish play? The bullish scenario I do like as well. So basically, let's finish this scenario first. All right, 41.20 breaks below, retest and fails. Boom, that's one way of taking it. Now, what about the bullish scenario? You can't deny that we've come down to these key moving averages. We came down to the voodoo line. What if price does, in fact, want to turn from here? Well, if price does want to turn from here, going back to my volume profile, I would like price to get back above at least 41.30. And why 41.30? Is because that is above the daily's point of control. We're back above the weekly VWAP, and we're still above this point of control for the week. So that would lead me to believe potentially we want to retrace higher. And how would I want to play it if we want to play the bullish side? So right here, we would see this little hold and we'd be pushing up here. This 30-minute squeeze would actually start to be firing to the upside, and then these would start to be curling to the upside as well. And then that would also mean price would push above right here, the 60-minute 55 EMA, or sorry, 50 EMA. I would like to see a break, quick pullback, and then take it to the upside. So that's really it. And that would mean all the squeezes are indeed going to go to the upside. It's kind of like in a limbo area and kind of need to be prepared. I don't think the market's going to move overly much. I'm going to focus on the drummer free method today. So I'll draw these two levels out right here real quick. So we'll go, I'm going to right click this price level. I'll go 41.20. I'll put short that rally. Okay, bam. And then I want to make it 41.35. Yeah, 41.35. Bam. And then actually, see, buy that dip. Okay, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So, quick recap. If we get below this point of control right here, I want it to break below 41.20, rally, bam, drummer free call credit spread. If the squeezes do indeed want to go higher and shift higher and push, cool. Let's get above that daily point of control and above the 60-minute 50 EMA, pullback, boom, drummer free put credit spread. That's what I'm focusing on today. So that is my plan for today. I hope everyone has an awesome day. Be disciplined. I think today's entries on the 0 DTEs are going to be important, and be mindful that OJP is going to be talking at 12 p.m. Eastern. So have an awesome day, everybody. Hope you have a profitable one, and I will see y'all again tomorrow. Take care.